All right, all right. Hey, everybody. I had decided to do a quick impromptu, real quick video because you know what? I am tired of people asking the questions about what are the homeschooler people doing and this, that, and the third. And so I said, you know what? Let me put this together real quick. Let me explain how 10 household chores that align with the New York State learning standards are real, are applicable, and can be documented as a part of your time. So I'm not going to hold this up because y'all know I have two toddlers and I don't know how much time they're really going to give me. So let's get straight to it. 10 household chores. I'm going through them. You can screenshot these. If you know me and you know my style, I love to teach and inform, and I don't want to hold people up. Give me 1 second as I try to click through with you guys. So before anything, people are always like, what are they doing? You know, some people feel like learning can only happen at a desk or anything like that. I have always taught that real life learning is what makes sense best and what really connects to children. And then you have discussions about it. So learning does not only happen at a desk. Children can count steps, snacks, or groceries. They can sort clothes, toys, household items, read labels, signs, and favorite stories. They can measure ingredients, time and distance, explain ideas, make connections, ask questions, record with list drawings or notes. Everyday life can support meaningful, documentable learning. And so you're going to say, well, damn, Miss Robinson, you kind of went really fast with that. Let me get to it. The core rule is this before I jump into this wagon, because I know the peoples. The chore is not the lesson, the learning action is. Standards alignment happens when children count, sort, read, measure, record, explain, and discuss what they are doing. When I have educators as well as parents kind of, engage in some of these conversations, I can always tell who know the standards and who don't based on the conversation that we having. So we're gonna go right past to it. We're gonna knock this right out. Setting the table. Setting the table is a part of an actual standard here. Look at this. New York Pre-K, CC3A, New York K, CC4. What are the children learning? They're counting objects and match one item into one person, right? Try this together. How many people are eating at the table with us tonight? How many forks do we need? How many glasses? How many plates? Save this, okay? Because photo of the completed table and a child's explanation is the proof you want to save. That those are the two standards that are being addressed. You see my flow? Do you see what the point that I'm making? Make sure your child can actually do these things for it to count. We're not just going to breeze past and say Jessica did one night of table setting. That's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying use the opportunity of table setting to match the standards, to document, to test your child, to reinforce a skill, because this is real life and connecting it to actual standards. All right. Sorting laundry. The standard New York Pre-K MD2, New York K MD3. What kids are learning? They sort objects into categories and can count each group. Try this. Which pile has more? Are there more towels, more shirts, more pants, right? Are we talking about colored clothes, white clothes, colors that light are light colored, colors that are dark colors? Proof. Photo of sorted piles with a quick note. They need to be able to do the work. So it's not that, oh, Johnny is helping me just do the laundry. No, we're using the laundry as a learning opportunity for them to be able to actually categorize things and count each item in those categories. Okay. Next, folding towels. Before you go crazy, you be like, did she just say folding towels? I did. I did. And I'm standing on it. You know why? Because fold towels can be folded into shapes of halves and fourths. Is that not fractions, my friends? When we fold the towel once, how many equal parts do we see? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is not just fluff my towels and make them look nice or decorative like some people do because they're fancy. No. Mm-mm. This is literally fold that towel in half, fold it into thirds, fold it into fourths. right? Depending on the size of the towel, of course. But these are actionable steps that are everyday lessons already existing in your home. And these are real skills that they have to do and apply in real time every year. All right. Next, cooking from a recipe. The standards: New York 3, NF1, NY3.MD2, and 3R3. You can literally look up these standards. We're learning: read directions, follow sequence, measure ingredients, and use fractions. Ask your reader, what comes first? What does a half a cup mean? Right? They are a part of the process. Your proof: photo of the recipe, the measuring cup, and the finished food. They have to help make it. They have to help understand the directions of following this sequence to make something. We all know if you mess up on making a cake or a batch of cookies, this is a failed experiment. Right? If you measure wrong, it's a failed experiment. And so, with that being said, we want to understand that your child can follow directions, read the directions clearly with comprehension. They can follow the sequence. They can actually do the measuring themselves. They can have the ability to use fractions. Now, fractions is definitely a third grade standard, but it becomes an early introductory piece if you have the little ones sitting with you while you're cooking or helping do things. The earlier the conversation, the stronger the content. And that's my personal belief. You can do it with it as you will, but I came to bring the receipts. Okay. Save this video for those who you have the question in your family talking about instant learning. This is for them. Now, paying at the store, grocery help. Standards: PK, Social Studies 7, New York K, MZ4, New York 1, MZ3B, New York 2, MZ8. Let me explain, because I know I've kind of just jumped in. The PK is for preschool standards. The SOC is Social Studies, okay, 7th is the band. New York K is kindergarten. New York 1 is first grade. New York 2 is second grade. I just want to make sure I'm clear about that. Now, what is your child learning when they're paying at the store? They recognize payment, coins, prices, and money choices. Ask your child this right at the store: is this something we need, want, or can save for later? Now, I had this conversation already done within Literacy and Lattes. Please go ahead and check out the thread on this channel. I'm having some great conversations. A new episode airs every Friday. We're just getting started. Ms. Robinson is just getting warmed up. So tune in, because I'm going to be dropping more content and conversations like this to help families and educators understand how we can basically use everyday practices to enforce and encourage learning and let children master the skills. Back to this. Proof to save. Receipt with one item circled and a child explanation. I'm doing this because also in New York is one of the most rigorous states when it comes to standards and documentation. We have to have the IHIP. You have to have your letter of intent. You also have to have your quarterly reports and assessments here. And so with that being said, you want to have your binder of proof. Okay. And if you're documenting as your child is going along, you will be in the best shape possible. Now, I'm not going to say it's great because I don't know exactly what you're teaching at your house, but I am going to say if you document the learning, you will be meeting the requirements of the state. This is not Texas. Texas is you teach them and we believe that you taught them and that's it. New York says, no, give us the documented proof. So this is the proof. Let's keep going. We're halfway there. 6, watering plants or feeding a pet. Standards P, LS1 and K, LS1. What we're learning: living things need food, water, and care to survive. Ask your child to be a scientist. What does this living thing need today? Your proof to save, simple care log with dates, drawings, or check marks. Now, this is a shameless plug, but not that shameless. The link is in the description for my Garden to Grow program. This is where you can grow real seeds in the comfort of your home, right on your windowsill. Not only is it hands-on learning, fun for the child, but my curriculum is covering social studies, science, ELA, and math all in one. And I have the standards that are there for the contents. And yeah, I think that we need to really not overthink things or get caught up into uh, terminology so much, right? These are real things, real actions, real steps that are already happening in many homes. There's a bunch of people who started growing their own food because of everything going on in the world, okay? Without me going too political. And this is great. It's a great time for children to spend with families. It's a great method to learn so that they can sustain themselves in the future. We have no understanding of where this world is going. Things are so different just from 2020. Okay. And so with that being said, these are great skills that will carry them into the future. And that's why real life literacy will always be top tier in my book. All right, moving on. Sorting and recycling. Yes. KESS 3 and New York KMD 3. What we're learning: sort materials and make choices that help the environment. Talk together. Which bin does this belong in and why? Help sort it out. Understand where things go. Understand how they can be reused. Right? Proof to save. Photo of sorted recycling or child-made recycling chart. Next, reading and using a chore chart. I have this in my house, actually on the website as well. That's not in the description, but there's other videos you can see that point straight to it. Is the chores. I had made chore task cards, and so my son was able to create his own schedule on what we would learn first, second, and third, that type of ordeal. You can cut them out and laminate them. They are different things that help the family build their flow when it comes to homeschooling, because hey, your homeschool schedule is the schedule you set forth, right? That's the beauty and the freedom behind it. So create one. And so the standard we're addressing here is pre-K ELA L1, New York 1, MD 3A, and New York 1, MD 4. What we're learning: print concepts, reading schedules, time, and simple data interpretation. Try this together. What chore comes next, and how many did you finish today? Your proof to save: photo a completed chore chart or a child reading it aloud. I would even say create a little video of the child putting it together if you are using my chore charts from the website. Like I said, you print it, you paste it on a poster board, you hang it up and put Velcro on it so that you can turn things, make it flexible, because things change. And I am huge on realizing that within the things I've been through in the last year personally, that hey, you create a schedule, something goes left, you need that flexibility to move that chart around. Okay. Next, timing a chore, a start and end log. The standard, New York 3, MD 1. What we're learning: telling time and measuring elapsed time in minutes. Try this together. You started at 4:10 and finished at 4:18. How many minutes did it take? You see, not only is reading and understanding the schedule important, but understanding the time in between the schedule is also a very important skill. Also, if you're traveling, right? If you're taking public transportation or you're taking a flight somewhere, what is the duration of time of this flight? How long does it take you to get from New York to Florida, New York to California, Texas to Miami, whatever? You can easily come up with these things, and I'll probably do another impromptu video around that, because um, I want to say my last in-person class, we were making our own travel brochures and stuff, and that was a great learning project. I'm huge on project-based learning as well, and so it was very useful to come up with the criteria for the when, where, why, and how someone can get to a place, the attractions, all of the things. I'll do a separate video for that because it's a great project that that touches all the bases again, right? You're getting social studies, you're getting math, you're getting ELA within it, all of the things. I would even include financial literacy as a part of that, because at the end of the day, the child is calculating real costs for this adventure and putting this brochure together and writing in a way that will persuade you to take in on the ride. So, not to go off too far off a tangent, this is important, and understanding the duration of time is very important and a real skill. Earning allowance for chores, the standard SS1 10C, SS1 10D. What are they learning? They're earning money, spending, saving, understanding needs and wants, and early economics. Children begin to understand that money can be earned, saved, spent, and used to make real choices. Parents, will you save this money, spend it, or split it? Is the question you can actually ask your child if they receive birthday money, money from grandparents or friends and godparents as gifts, right? These are real life conversations. How much will they take with them to the store to buy their own present, or, something that they really want at the store? All real life questions, all real life things that happens in various families. Okay. And so your proof to save: an allowance log, save and spend plan, or a labeled money jar photo. That was all 10. I hope that that gave you some type of clarity and perspective. Um, Learning can definitely happen in the flow of life. And so here are my 3 points that I want you to make sure you got. Chores become lessons when children count, sort, read, measure, record, explain, and discuss. Real life learning is meaningful, documentable, and standards aware, and intentionality matters more than perfection. I'm huge on intention. Please don't just be teaching things to people that have no purpose, or, just because it's, oh, well, the standard said this. Make it connect. And I always felt like that was the biggest issue I had in the school world, right? For those who know that I am an educator and I have 20 years inside the school world, it was, okay, I'm tired of hearing the children say, what do we need to know this for? We're not going to use this in real life. A lot of the things that the school does teach actually does show up in real life. It's about the where, right? Why do you need to know this? When we even look at history and we say, oh, these kings and all this other type of stuff. Why? Because we understand their flow pattern, their decision making, and what impact it had on the world. And if it's something we want to repeat, then okay, fine. But if it's something that we don't, we have to know what it was to say we don't want to repeat that. So anyway, real life counts when you know what to notice. It has been my frame for the last 2 to 3 weeks. And just know you're doing meaningful work. Just know how to document it, know how to link it together. If you're confused about something, drop a comment for me. I will gladly help to you identify if it's something really aligned to a standard or not. If you are in New York, definitely ride with me, because everything I build out of Reading for Smiles is aligned to New York State standards. If you are from another state, what you can do is take my work and measure it against what you need in your state, or you can write me too, and I can look for an easier way of means to say, New York, this is the New York State standard, but this is the California standard for it, or whatever state that you're in. I don't mind doing that. If you're in the community, I don't mind doing that. Okay. And so if you want more real life learning ideas, please subscribe to my channel. You can comment part 2 share this video with a friend or a homeschool family or with the person that's questioning you. Is that real learning? Okay. And so explore more through literacy and lattes, which I do on Fridays, the architect parent, which is a course that I basically help you uncover your strengths and realizing, like, guess what? You have to steer the ship of your child's learning. And it doesn't have to be difficult, but it is going to be some work, right? But to own the learning so that your child can own their learning. And, I have a lot of things in the Reading for Smiles ecosystem. Um, I have a ton of things. I have a planner in there. I have courses that are on demand for children. I have courses on demand for parents. I have freebies. I have all types of information there. Garden to Grow curriculum is there. Money Madness Academy is coming. Only the pre-K version is what I have done now, but still needs to be band together. So it's not on the website. And so, again, I'm here. And for those who have questions, feel free to ask them. I'm here to support people. I love this stuff. Okay. Like, seriously, I feel in my lane when I'm talking about this, and supporting families is super important to me because I believe that all children deserve a quality education, and that education can happen anywhere. You know what I mean? So, with that, enjoy your Monday, or, if it's morning, afternoon, late night, depending if you're in another country, I get it. But I hope that this was super helpful. I look forward to connecting with people. Take care.